I made a video a while back in which I fiddled around with the World at War mod menu. The goal of the video was to break the round counter and see just how high I could take it, as well as see how well the game held up. The problem was that the round counter stopped increasing after 999,999. I was able to get the number to go past that by completing the round, and then you start to see the rounds displayed in scientific notation. The problem was, because of the level of precision used in scientific notation, you would only ever see the round number change with every new million rounds. And what I wanted to do originally with that video was try to get the round counter to 2 billion, because that's the highest number that you can actually get the round counter to read. But that just didn't seem feasible, and this wasn't very satisfying, so I left it at that. But then I got an idea. So I've been working on a computer science degree for the past 4 years, so why don't I just put some of the things I learned at university to good use and try to get myself to around 2 billion. So I cracked open a good old Atom, fiddled around with the mod menus GSC, fired up World at War, started up the mod, and here we are now in World at War, except I've taken this old mod menu and I've made some updates to it. So now if we go into administrative and we go to the jump to round option, it looks fairly similar, except now we have a few more options. Previously, we were able to increase the round counter by 1. We were able to increase it by 5, 10, 100, and 1,000. This was the fastest, and every time we shot, the round would increase by 1,000. And this was nice and all, and I did this all the way to 999,999. The problem is that when we're trying to get to a number like 2 billion, this is fucking slow. In fact, I did the math, and if we want to do this all the way to around 2 billion, it's going to take me 5 days of continuously holding down the mouse to increase this number to 2 billion. So I said, fuck that, let's speed things up a little. And when I edited GSC, I decided, let's add 1,000. Now we can increase by 10,000. I said, that's not good enough. Let's increase it by 100,000. And this is a lot faster, but you know what? It's just not quite what I want. I still don't think it's fast enough. So what I actually did is I increased it a little bit more. I said, all right, let's bump it up by 2 billion. So actually what we can do is we can essentially jump all the way to the round we want. So if we hit this right here, it's actually going to roll over into 1, but you'll notice I made it 2,147,483,646, which is 1 less than the highest round we're able to physically, in terms of memory, reach in zombies. So if we hit the button right here, then hold X, boom, we will slowly reach round 2 billion. Round 2,147,483,646. And that's the last time I'm probably going to read out that number in full. Instead, in the future, we will just refer to this as round 2 billion because it's, well, a lot easier that way. Let's just get out of this mod menu right here so we don't need to mess it up. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is the highest round physically in terms of memory we will ever be able to reach in zombies. And you're probably wondering, well, why is this the case? What's going on here? Well, you have to remember that a lot of information in zombies is stored in, actually all information in zombies is stored in memory using binary, which is when you use ones and zeros to represent numbers. So an integer in zombies has 32 ones and zeros that can be used to represent any number. And the largest number that you can represent using 32 ones and zeros is this 2 billion number right here. And actually, you have a range of negative 2,147,000,000 all the way to positive 2,147,000,000. As far as memory is concerned, you've essentially run out of memory to store this number. And what happens is if you actually add one more round to it, so if we go into the mod menu right here, and we go to the jump to round, we actually try to add one more, what's going to happen is it will actually roll over into the negatives and we'll start to see ourselves in negative rounds in zombies. One of the easiest ways to do this is watch my points counter down in the right hand corner. You'll notice that it's also at this 32-bit integer number. If we start to get points, what's actually going to happen is we'll slowly roll over into the negatives. We might need a few more points. Here's what we'll do. We'll actually go into the basic scripts right here. We will max out our score. Right here, modify score, max it out, and then as we kill zombies, now we're in the negative, and every time we get points, we're actually going lower. So we're actually losing points by gaining points in zombies, as weird as that sounds. So here we are at round 2 billion. You'll notice it looks relatively easy. All the zombies are walking. There isn't that much going on. Well, so what's round billion supposed to be like? Well, the zombies, in theory, in World at War, are only going to have 24 zombies per round. In most zombies maps from Der Riesen on, the number of zombies per round increases, but in this game it won't. So we're stuck at 24 zombies per round, and they should be sprinting. In fact, all of them should be sprinting. The way zombie spawn rates and zombie sprinting works is that both of those features get faster and faster as the game goes on. And eventually it maxes out at round 37. After round 37, the spawn rate and the rate at which the zombies are sprinting stays the same. So round 37 plays just like round 38, which plays just like round 1000, which just plays like round 1 billion, which plays like round 2,147,000,000. For some reason, though, and I'm not exactly sure why, when we hit this number, the zombies kind of get weird. They stop sprinting. We only have walkers. As well as the health, when we immediately jump to it, it also, for some reason, seems to stay pretty low. That's why we're able to kill these zombies. And if you'll see, actually, if we beat this zombie, fun fact, we should roll over, assuming he's the last one. Nope, this guy's the last one. Now we're actually entering the negative rounds, which is weird enough. So here's how zombie health works. What goes on is you have this formula right here. You plug in your current round to the formula, and that's going to give you the zombies' health on a given round. This works nice and well for low rounds, but it starts to become complicated once you get into the really high rounds. So this number is going to grow exponentially, and once you start growing exponentially, you're going to start to get some really massive numbers for zombies' health. Well, what happens if we throw in a massive number into this formula? Well, we're going to get a zombie's health that's so large that really most computers can't even calculate it. So if we throw in our current round into this formula, the zombie's health right now should be 950 times 1.1 to the 2,147,483,638th power. Now, I don't know what that comes out to, and honestly, I'm not sure what it would take in terms of computing power to figure that out, but I think it would break zombies, and it kind of does, and for that reason, these zombies are really easy to kill. I'm not sure if the number just rolls over into a lower number, or zombie says, fuck that number. There's no way in hell I'm going to waste all my resources calculating it. We're just going to set the zombies' health around 1, or something like that. It could easily work like that. So let's say we wanted to play this legitimately, and we wanted to honestly get to round 2 billion and say we have the undisputed, unbeatable zombies world record. Well, if we base our current estimate off of the current world record, which is 9,072, that was completed in about 88 hours, which comes to a rate of about 103 rounds per hour. This means that playing all the way to 2 billion and maxing out the round counter will take about 20,849,355 hours, or about 868,723 days of playing non-stop. No breaks. We're just starting from round 1 and going all the way till we break the counter. It's not exactly doable, but maybe if you had a team, you could achieve this over a long time. If a human life is roughly about 27,000 days long, it would take 31 human lifetimes to achieve this goal. So if you and your ancestors decided we're going to set out and break and make the unbeatable world record in zombies, then in theory you could do it. But I'm not sure you really want to waste your lifetime as well as the lifetime of 31 others of your ancestors trying to make history in a game that at this point will have been over like around 1 million days old. It's just not really worth the effort. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is round 2 billion in zombies, the highest round you will ever achieve in zombies. I'm going to go. Have a wonderful day, and